I love the desk.
It's cool.
It's amazing.
It's a real piece of a plane. It's the tail.
I hope it's not just for the fair.
It's the tail. No.
Yeah.
We have it in Henley. It's the desk of our boutique, the boutique that we have in the manufacturer, the shop that we have in Henley in our watch manufacturer.
Fantastic. Well, as I said, my name is Trevor. I have a YouTube channel back in Brazil, and one of the purpose of the channel is really to bridge the gap, break the language barrier, and having interviews with, head of the industry like yourself. I think is very important, so we can showcase the audience the direction, some of the history of the company, and you have an amazing personal career. But we want to focus a little bit on Bremont.
Me too. That's why I'm here.
Yeah. And so if we can start, if you please tell me a little bit of the history of the brand.
Yeah.
And you took over in 2023, is that correct?
Correct. Yes, 2 years ago. Today, 2 years ago.
Today?
Yeah.
That's a great day for the interview.
Exactly.
So then future projections, just give me a summary of the company, history. Where do you want to take the company?
So the company is a fantastic, unique, proudly British company founded in 2002 by two English brothers that actually are called Nick and Giles English, and that were passionate about aviation. Their father was a pilot, vintage cars, everything mechanic basically. So early 2000, where all the independent brands came, they had this idea of launching a watch brand, and they had in mind, let's do the kind of indestructible pilot watch. And they started to look for, contacts, partnership, They found Andrew Martin Baker in UK, world leader of ejection seat for jets, for military jets. And they started to work together, and they came with this fantastic idea, very British, very quirky, of putting the watch on the wrist of the mannequin that during the test is ejected at 15G, and they try, the first broke, and then they start to work on a particular construction of the case that is called the triptych case, and bears an anti-vibration, anti-magnetism mechanism, which 16 years back was very visionary because magnetism was not a topic. They come with this special construction, they come with a very pure design about pilot watches, and that's how the company was born. They grow it in a fantastic way for 20 years, basically 20 years. And then they got in 22 some funds coming from an investor, Bill Ackman, another fund, Elka, that was in, and they decided to bring in a CEO from the industry. That's where I come after 22 years of watchmaking experience, and to bring the company to the next level. So we've been working a lot to simplify a little bit the operation, to reduce the number of references, to reorganize a little bit ourselves, to clean a little bit the market from old stock, and to set the company for scaling up and to grow. We reworked the collection, the watches. Last year we came for the first time at Watches and Wonders, same place, same surface, and we launched two lines, a new line that was called Terra Nova. Adventure and exploration is our core positioning. We have launched a campaign that is called Take It Further, and is looking at the mindset of explorers to see how they can achieve things that everyone else believe impossible. And outdoor and sea, land and air, and diver collection, Supermarine, that you refreshed last year, new line Terra Nova, the land one, and this year we are refreshing air, pilot watches, and the MB. We have a watch, it's called the Martin Baker MB, that exists in 16 years. So it's our icon. A watch that has been capable of going through the time for such long is a special one. So we are just improving it, new movement, longer power reserve, titanium, more technical, and using that icon aesthetically to create a transversal line of pilot watches with a 39mm solo tempo, with a chrono GMT, and even with a perpetual calendar GMT, really special, developed with Agenor, a kind of a super high-end creative shop for movement development in Switzerland.
Fantastic.
So 3 lines, very clear. We're very strong in UK. We are starting to develop the business in US since now 6-7 years, and now is really, and Bill Ackman is based in US, so now he's the controlling investor, and he's he was here yesterday the whole day. Super excited for what we are doing, and we are going for the next phase. We started to develop Middle East with Seddiqi, the best retailer out there, India with Ethos, and now we are planning cleverly and a little bit wisely the step of we are not in South America. We are looking at that. We definitely need to be. We have products, sexy field watches and sport watches that are just perfect for Brazil. So yeah, that's where we are, and we are celebrating here with a setup of a military hangar and with the nose of the Meteor, the original first plane that was used by Martin Baker to make an ejection test.
Fantastic.
So yeah.
And when you look, as you were saying, the English brothers, they have their father was a pilot, and all the importance, when you look back at the British aviation, the Spitfire, and obviously all the history involved. How much of that you take into the DNA of the brand? How important are those stories?
Very important. It's key part of our DNA, and not only, but it's also key part of our business, because we do a lot of collabs with the military squad around the world. We have done it for 15 years. We are the only watch brand to have such a deep relationship with the military around the world, and 500 military corps, where we do special editions. So based on our core watches, we do customization, and we do very special, some secret edition for them with their crest, with special numerals, with special dials that will become crazy collectible in the years to come.
Yeah. And the testing, as you were saying, done on an ejection seat, the pressure and the conditions, extreme. I don't think any other company has that kind of testing, that extreme.
Absolutely no. We have been speaking about, testing beyond endurance, everything we do, and durability of our watches is at the very center of what the brand has done. So we do sport watches, of tool watches, how the geeks call, the best one, frankly speaking. Now we have invested in material. All our steel watches are 904L steel. The bronze is a particular alloy enriched with aluminum, like the Rolls-Royce of bronze alloys. We have titanium, we have ceramic, so very special and unique story.
Just part last one from me before I hand it over to Pedro. Now, you mentioned 904 steel. Yep. Why not 316 or 316L?
Because the 904L is much more durable, is much more serviceable, is more analergic, is the ultimate level of steel alloys.
Okay. And that care, that attention is carried out throughout all the process, all the construction.
We are actually extending and announcing this year the extension of the warranty from 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
So on all the new watches, the one bearing the new logo, we have rebranded last year. Mm-hmm. So yeah, the company is getting a very, very sharp and defined position in the market of sport watches.
I won't lie, I've been following your steps for a very long time. I truly admire your career in watchmaking. And if I could ask, what are the differences and the opportunities while assuming the chair of CEO of Bremont, especially when we're talking about a British heritage brand?
So I strongly believe in the fact that things never happen by chance. I've been loving and admiring everything British since long time. I am a fly fisherman. And I fish since I'm 6. I used to fish when I was 3 or 4 or 5 with my father and my grandfather, and UK is where fly fishing was born. I'm having so much fun to fly fish all the chalk streams around Henley-on-Thames where we have the manufacturer. Hampshire, absolutely outstanding British tailoring, and now it's very interesting. British tailoring is meeting Italian tailoring, using British fabrics, but building up it in the Italian way with a little bit more, free shoulder, Morgan. I've been driving a Morgan for 15 years. Now it has been taken over by Italians. They've done this crazy Pininfarina limited edition, again bridging the best of craftsmanship with the best of style. So yeah, and I've been working in this market segment with Tudor for 10 years, with Panerai for 6 years, with Mont Blanc. So 17 of my 22 years of career have been done into this market segment. When I had the first discussion for Bremont, it was just my whole career looks like having pointed me here. Okay. And there is a perfect fit. I'm loving it, really loving it.
And how was the approach of Bremont? Because if I'm not mistaken, you were at HYT,
yeah.
And how they did approach you? What was the intention behind the brand, if I can ask?
Yeah, they decided following the investment to look for a CEO that was coming from the industry, and I was big headhunter. I was contacted. I was involved into the search. And I met Bill Ackman, and I can tell this story is quite nice. First interview, I go in his office, Pershing Square in New York, and we speak about fly fishing because he's a huge fly fisherman. And then he tells me, "Do you have any question?" And I say, "Okay, do you have a watch collection?" He say, "Yes." And I told him, "What is in your watch collection?" He looks at me and say, "Come with me." Okay, I'm in his office, early March, I follow him, elevator, I find myself in his Tesla. We go in his house. He is inviting him on his lights, in his closet. He opens a safe. He said, "This is my collection." He started to pull out watches, and we discussed watches for 1 hour, and it was just, so rare to find an investor that is also a true expert, a watch lover, a collector. And just the fit was, he said it was like having the right key to open the door. And 2 years later, here we are. He's now taking total control of the company, investing more money, giving us, safety for the year to come because he invested with a trust. So fantastic. I'm really enjoying the ride.
And one last question. I was here last year. I saw a very commercial approach from Terranova. Can we expect this commercial line for the future, but with heritage also?
So Terranova is here to stay. We just launched some bronze models 3 years ago with the Rolls Royce of bronze alloys, and we are just jumping our crazy watches into it. It's our entry line. The role of that line was extending our offer below 3,500, basically 25 to 35. Very good choice because with the crisis coming, we have done a lot of sales into the price segment, and also because we are recruiting a lot of new younger customer, the young kids, really the new generation. Then we have Supermarine that is a little bit higher up because diver watches, waterproofness, turning bezel, more technical. And then we are launching now the top of our range, which is Altitude, the Pilot One, with open case back, longer power reserve movement, titanium, very technical triptych case, and these are the 3 lines for us that are going to stay now.
Okay, perfect.
Just to finish it up, then South America, you mentioned not in Brazil yet. Not only Brazil, but South America as a whole. Is that a potential market there for Bremont?
Absolutely. I just saw Carlos Alonso yesterday. That is an incredible friend, and I've done Ciara, both the main one and the smaller one for years. Is really a gentleman, and we are coming. We are working on it. If this Watches and Wonder goes well, you will see Bremont in your country.
Let us know if you can help with anything. That was perfect. Thank you so much, Mr.
Fantastic.
Serrato.